Seagle, and with me today is my son, Peyton. He's going to be my helper today, and we are both from Amherst County, and I'm going to be sharing with you my love for acrylic pouring today. Now, underneath the acrylic pouring umbrella, there are many techniques, but one of the techniques I'm going to share with you is my favorite, and it's called the tree ring pour. Peyton, why don't you show us an example of a tree ring pour? So if you can see, it's got rings just like a tree, which is why it gives its name, the tree ring pour. Now, one of the things that you need to know in order to do this technique is the recipe, because acrylic pouring is just like cooking. It has all types of recipes. So one of the first things that you need is acrylic paint, and you can use any type of acrylic paint that you want. It doesn't have to be the expensive stuff. You can go to Walmart and get really inexpensive craft paint, and that'll work just fine. If you like, you can also go to Michael's and get some expensive paint if you want to do that. It really doesn't matter. The next thing that you do need is a pouring medium, and the pouring medium that I like to use is this product here. It's Flood Floetrol, and you can actually get this at Lowe's in the paint section. It's a paint conditioner, and this is what I always use. It's cheap, so it's not going to cost a lot of money. Of course, you can go to Michael's or any other craft store and get some other pouring mediums, but this one happens to be my favorite. So you have acrylic paint, you have Floetrol, and then I add a little bit of water to my mixture so it gets to the right consistency. Because with paint pouring, consistency is key. You want all of your paints to be to a consistency of warm honey. So I'm going to get started and show you how I do my tree ring pours. So we have a cup, and I have all of my paints here pre-mixed. So this has the acrylic paint, the Floetrol, and water to the right consistency. So when you are adding your colors into the cup, you're going to layer them one by one, and you want to pour nice and slowly down the side of the cup. And we're pouring nice and slow so that our paints don't mix, because ultimately you want your colors to be independent colors and you don't want them to mix together. Now, one tip is that the first color that you put into the cup becomes the last color out and is essentially the center of your tree ring pour. So you want to think about your colors as you're layering them and how you want the outcome to be. So I'm just going to keep layering. Now I am going to be pouring on an 8x10 canvas. And so I'm using this small Dixie cup, and I'm going to fill this cup up a little more than halfway, and that should be enough paint to tackle this size canvas. Now, one thing I do like to do with my canvases is prop them up off of my table so that when I'm pouring, the paint can run off of the canvas. And it makes it really easy to handle too. So I actually use push pins in the back of my canvas so that they travel with the canvas while I'm moving it. Alrighty. So I've got my cup, and it is halfway filled with my layers of paint. And now I'm going to take my cup and I'm going to pinch it so that I have a nice little pouring spout. And while you're pouring, you're going to focus on one section in the canvas, and you want to pour directly on that section, and you want to pour in a steady stream. Now, I want you guys not to worry, because when you first start pouring, that little bit of paint that comes out first, it's always going to be a little wonky, and that's okay. You'll get in the rhythm of it once you keep pouring. So you're going to pour in the center of your canvas, and then your wrist is going to do a small circular motion, and that's what's going to create our rings. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start pouring. And as you'll see, I'm doing little mini circles in the center of my canvas. And I already have some rings that are forming. And you can pour slow, you can pour fast. but you just want to be steady and be in the center of your canvas. Okay. Now once I have all of my paint out of my cup, I like to take one of my colors that I've used, and I will then kind of cover my corners, the sides with it. Just like so. Because generally with your paint pours, the sides of the canvas are showing when the painting is finished. And so you want to make sure that those are covered as well. So I'm just going to dab along the side, make sure that my sides are covered. All right. You guys will probably do a better job of it at home than I'm doing here, but you guys get the gist. Okay, so the next thing is to lift your canvas up, and you're going to start tilting your canvas so that the paint spreads. Now you do want to cover your sides. So some of this paint is going to spill off onto your table, and that's okay. It does get a little messy, so I recommend wearing gloves and clothes that you don't mind getting paint on. So I'm just going to continue stretching. Once all of my canvas is completely covered, and if you are happy with what you have, that is what I call your ta-da moment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.